So in this video, I'm going to talk about some stocks that I'm going to be watching closely and will even be buying. So first of all, let's look at my portfolio, what I have today. So in my TFSA account with Questrade, I still got my Ford shares that I bought at $10.95. I actually placed an order to buy more of Ford in my RSP. Let me show you. So I placed an order to buy 117 shares of Ford at about $10 because I saw it dropping below 10.50. So wanted to buy some more with at least a 10% gap between my initial purchase of 10.95 here. So Ford, of course, big name company, not going anywhere. 52-week low is 10.14, 52-week high is 13.32. It pays really good dividends of 5.62% per year. Morningstar gives it a fair value of 13.88, which is very encouraging. And this report gives it a buy recommendation with a 12-month target price of 13. So I'm very confident in Ford. Financials, revenues growing year by year. 2017, they're at 156 billion revenue with a net income of 7.6 billion. And quarterly, their last quarter, they are at 41, almost 42 billion revenue, and it's also growing. And their net income is at 1.7, a little bit lower than the previous quarter. I also bought options for Ford. I bought in my Investor's Edge account. I bought one contract, so I only put in like $145. Here, let me bring that up for you. So here it is. Call option, Ford, strike price of 9.87. I bought it at 1.45, I believe. See, that's what I don't like about Investor's Edge. It doesn't show you what you bought it at. You have to calculate it yourself. So unless you go into transaction history. But yeah, so book value 153. So with the fees, it cost me 1.53 per contract. So I bought at 1.45 and probably will sell at around 2, giving me a percentage or a gain of 38%. Could probably sell it a little bit higher than 2. We'll see. So when it comes to small amounts, I like to buy options because the gains are much higher. So back to my TFSA in Questrade, I still got my H&R block that I bought at 23.25. It's trading right now at 24.72, so that's good, giving me a 6% profit. We'll probably sell it at around 27. Here, let's see what that gives me. 27 divided by 23.25, 16%. Yeah, that's pretty good. Procter & Gamble that I bought at 74, trading at 78 right now. And Starbucks that I bought at 51, trading at 51.38. AT&T that I bought at 32, trading at 31.35. So this is a good buy opportunity right now. Let's look it up. So it's got a 52-week low of 30.8. It's got a 52-week high of 39.8. It pays 6% dividends per year right now. It's got a market cap of 229 billion. So that's very good. Not going anywhere. Let's look at reports. Morningstar gives it a fair value of 37.51. Encouraging. A buy recommendation with a 12-month target price of 39. Let's look at financials. So 160 billion revenue last year in 2017. And the revenue's been growing pretty quickly, actually. 2014, they had 132 billion revenue. And 2017, 160 billion. Net income has also been growing big time. So 2014, 6 billion, but in 2017, 29 billion. So there's probably something big that happened here. Let's look at quarterly. So quarterly, their income is stable for the last 4 quarters. And their net income, yeah, I see. So the last quarter, they had a really high net income of 19 billion. So that's because of this item over here, total extraordinary items, 20 billion. So that's obviously not business generated. They probably sold something, or seems like a one-time transaction. So it's not something that occurs. It's not something that's part of their general operating business. Regardless, I'm still very confident in AT&T. So I definitely think it's a good buy. I bought it at 32. If it drops below 30, I'm definitely going to buy some more if I have liquidity. And as you can see, two reports give it a good buy recommendation. So if you look at my RSP, I still got my American Airlines at 37. That I bought at 37. It's trading at 37.89. Got my dividend 15 split corp at 6 that I bought at 6.69, trading at 6.4. I got some more Ford options here that I bought at 1.5. Right now it's trading at 1.51. Got L brands that I bought at 31.35, trading right now at 31.55. So I think it's also a good buy right now. So 52-week low of L brands is 30.7, 52-week high is 63. So that alone is very attractive. Market cap of 8.7 billion with a 7% yield per year. That's amazing. Let's look at reports. Morningstar gives it a 39 fair value, so that's very good. This report gives it a hold recommendation, and a 12-month target price of 33. So not so good, but everything else is good. But I'm still very comfortable buying this stock. That's why I bought it at 31, I believe. Yeah, 31.35. So revenue's steady, 11 billion to 12 billion in the past 4 years. Net income slowly decreasing. Let's look quarterly. So probably this slight decrease explains the drop in stock price, but eventually they'll pick things up. I mean, it's a big brand, not going anywhere. Yeah, so so last 4 quarters income is steady except for the holiday season. Net income, same thing. So Victoria's Secret, I mean, is a big brand. It's not going anywhere. It's not going to disappear. Although retail is dying down a little bit because everyone's going online, but for sure they're going to manage a way to mitigate that trend. And I think in my last video I spoke about eBay. I had an order at 33.75 yesterday that I canceled because I'm not comfortable with the fact that it doesn't pay any dividends. So in case I have to hold this stock longer than expected, because let's say I bought at 33.75, which would have gone through because it went below 33.50 yesterday. So I would have owned some eBay shares if I left my order, but I canceled it. I canceled it last minute because in case it continues to go lower, I don't know what the lowest point is, but in case it continues to go lower, I'm not getting any dividends while I'm waiting. So I don't like that. It's not part of my strategy. So I had to cancel it, even if I think that potentially it will go up and I can make a decent capital gain on it. And of course it's eBay, it's not going anywhere. Although I find that most people are using Amazon right now. Amazon's really taking over and Shopify. So people are using Shopify to dropship and Amazon to dropship, and they're using less and less of eBay. So don't know what the future for eBay is. I don't think it's going to disappear, but I'm not that confident about it. And I just don't know when it's going to continue. I don't know if 33 is the lowest point. But if it were paying dividends, then I wouldn't care because at least I'm getting something. And if it goes lower, I can buy some more. But the fact that it doesn't pay dividends, I had to remove it because I want to try to stick to my strategy as much as possible, which is to only deal with big name companies that pay dividends. But for those of you who don't care about dividends, definitely eBay is a good stock right now. It's at a 52-week low. 52-week high is 47. Financials, revenue pretty steady from 8 billion to 9.5 billion in 4 years. And net income is a little bit all over the place. Last four quarters, total revenue is also steady. Net income they've had one bad quarter, but the rest of the quarters are pretty steady also. So last quarter was 642 million in net income, in profit. So I mean, if you're making profit, that's good. Let's look at reports. So Morningstar gives it a 37 fair value. So not that great. It's a 10%. So basically they're saying it's undervalued by 10%. So this report gives it a hold recommendation, but with a 12-month target price of 45. So not that convincing for me. So I didn't buy it, but definitely a good stock to watch. I had an order on Bank of New York Mellon at 51. Didn't go through because the stock went back up. Now it's at 54. So definitely a stock to watch. 2% yield. This is a stock on Warren Buffett's portfolio, so definitely a good stock to watch. So going back to my RSP in Questrade, got my WestJet Airlines that I bought at an average price of 18.65. It's trading right now at 18.7. Got my Walmart at 86, trading right now at 87. And let's look at the orders I have. So yeah, I have the order on Ford, and as you can see, I have 1167 buying power, and I think I'm going to put an order on General Mills. I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to put an order at 42. So 1160 divided by 42. It's about 27 shares. Good till canceled. Okay. So General Mills, 27 shares, limit price 42, good till canceled, RSP buy. 27, GIS, 42, General Mills, 734, send order. So if we go back to orders, you can see General Mills. Okay, so now when the stock drops to 42, it'll buy automatically. So why General Mills? Obviously, first thing for me, it's because it's trading near a 52-week low of 41. Right now it's at 43. Today's lowest, I think, was 42 there you go, 42.65. So I put an order of 42. It pays 4.55% dividends per year, so that's good. Big name company, of course, makes Honey Nut Cheerios. 25 billion in market cap. Let's look at reports. Morningstar gives it a 53 fair value, so that's very good. Buy recommendation with a 12-month target price of 51, so that's great. So I definitely want to get in, but I want to get in at the price I'm more comfortable at. Because I hate buying, let's say, at 43, and then next day I see it at 42 or 41. So I want to buy it at the price that I think it's going to reach. So let's look at financials. So revenue has been decreasing. So probably that's why stock is dropping in the last 4 years. Net income has been going up. So that's good. That means they're doing something right. They're managing their expenses better. Let's look at the last 4 quarters. Steady revenue. What about net income? Net income is not really stable. Regardless, stock, this is definitely a buy opportunity for me. Another stock I'm watching is Whirlpool. So obviously everyone knows Whirlpool. It's at a 52. Its 52-week low is 128.5, which it reached today. So it's at a new 52-week low. 52-week high is 192. Let's look at charts. So the past year it's been going down. Past 2 years, same thing. Past 3 years. So it's been above 130 for the past 3 years, easily. Past 4 years also. So actually this is not even a 52-week low. This is like a 5-year low for Whirlpool. The highest it was in 5 years was 213. So it's definitely, just by looking at the chart, it's attractive. It looks like a good price to buy it at, but obviously I don't know if it's going to continue to go lower. That's I'm going to watch this stock because I don't know what's the lowest point. So definitely watch it. Let's look at reports. Sure, reports are going to be positive. So reports give it a fair value of 161 and a buy recommendation and a strong buy recommendation. Wow. With a 12-month target price of 210. So definitely a good stock to watch. Maybe now I think I want to buy it actually. So let's look at financials. So revenue's going up steadily in the last 4 years. Net income, okay, so last year they had a bad, in 2017 their net income was lower than the past 4 years. Let's look at the last 4 quarters. Okay, so steady revenue, net income, yeah. It doesn't look like a big deal. Now, I've never used Whirlpool, so I don't know if they're good products, but I know the name is, I know it's a big name. I hear it all the time. I see it all the time. Let's look at news. So what did it, so July, so they lost money in their last quarter, which would explain the stock decline. Now, do they have a plan to recover? I don't know. I do know that LG and Samsung is killing it in the appliance sector, so maybe they're taking over. But they are the #1 appliance manufacturer in the world. They've got 21 billion in sales. Another stock to watch is Kraft Heinz. It started declining again today. It even reached it broke the 60s. It's got a 4% yield. It's close to a 52-week low of 54. Right now it's at 59. So definitely a stock worth watching. It's definitely got potential. It's going to go back up for sure. Reports aren't so good, but definitely Kraft Heinz, I mean, don't even have to talk about it. It's not going to disappear. Probably took a hit because Warren Buffett left their board of members or board of directors. Let's look at financials for Kraft Heinz. 10 million in 2014, 26 billion in 2017. That says it. That says it all. Net income, yeah. So I don't understand why the stock dropped. It should not have dropped. It's definitely a good buying opportunity Kraft Heinz. Another stock I'd watch is Tesla. Wouldn't buy right now, but I'd definitely keep an eye on it. It's at 297 right now. Today's low was 294. 52-week low was 244. I actually bought this stock at 250 and sold at 325. But definitely, if it drops again to like the 260 range, I'd buy some more. Definitely not going anywhere. It's not. I think they're losing money right now, but that's any technology company is going to be like that. But once they produce their product and it goes to market, they're going to make up for everything. It's a great product. It's run by very competent people. So yeah, it's all in the reds. It's definitely losing money right now, but I'm confident things will change. So definitely a stock to watch. Just keep an eye out. Keep an eye on it and wait till the I'd probably buy it around 250, 260 again. Let's look at reports. So reports say sell. Why we lowered our Model 3 projections and lowered Tesla's future value. So just wanted to talk quickly about Nvidia. It was in one of my comments. Personally, I wouldn't buy Nvidia. So first reason is because it's near the 52-week high, even though it's got potential to go even higher, even though it's got major contracts. I don't like buying something at 52-week highs because it's not going to go straight up. It's going to have to go down a little bit before it continues to go up. So I don't like buying at 52-week highs, especially if it doesn't pay dividends. As you can see here, only 0.20, not even 0.5% of dividends per year. If we look at, so let's look at the charts. So yeah, it's been going up for the past year, the past 2 years, also going up. So it's definitely a good stock that's not going anywhere, and it's just going to keep going up, like probably Google and Amazon. But I don't know how to buy something at a 52-week high. But is it a good stock to get into? Yes, of course, especially if you're thinking long term, because eventually it'll go higher than what you bought it at. But it might drop a bit before it goes back up again. And if you look at financials, revenue, they're killing it in revenue. So in 2015 they had 4.5 billion, but in 2018 9.7 billion. So almost double the revenue in 4 years. Net income is also going up drastically. So numbers are looking good. Let's look at reports. So Morningstar gives it a 149 fair value. That's not good. That means it's overvalued, like Netflix. And I think Netflix is starting to drop right now. So that's why I don't like buying at 52-week highs. So this report gives it a hold recommendation with a 12-month target price of 280. So it's not that attractive. Their numbers are good, but the price is already the stock price has already took into consideration their good numbers. So personally, I would watch it. I definitely watch it, but I wouldn't buy right now. If your strategy is more like short-term trading, but if your strategy is long-term trading, 5 years, then it won't matter at what price you buy it at, because definitely in 5 years it's going to be higher than 250. But the problem is, while you're waiting, you're not collecting any dividends. So your only gain on the stock will be capital gain. So buying low and selling high. So right now, I don't think it's at a low price. So personally, I would not buy Nvidia. I think it's probably best to buy Whirlpool. I'm actually thinking of canceling my Ford order and buying Whirlpool instead. We'll see. All right, so these are the stocks that I'm watching and buying. So if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Any stock tips, also leave them in the comments below. Remember, if you're going to open an account with Questrade, use my referral code in the bottom of the video, so you can get between $25 and $250 depending on your initial deposit. Thanks for watching.